Lutz said something real beautiful the other day. He said, you know, a lot of people pray, well, you know, before, and they're thankful, or they pray for stuff when they need it, and then after they've been through it. But pray and be thankful in the middle of your difficulties, because that's when we really learn most, and we should be grateful for that too, for all of it. God wants us to experience the whole gamut of feelings and emotions and experiences. That's his gift, and how we react to it is our gift back. Any other questions?
Yeah. First of all, thanks for coming to see us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I love it. Anytime I come to Texas, well, when it's under 110 degrees, I love it. So we got about 90 today.
Well, you've been entertaining us for a long time, and appreciate your humor. Big fan. But I want to thank you for something else. I've been watching you on YouTube with Charlie.
Charlie Kirk.
Yes,
thank you.
And I appreciate you because common sense and just all the values that this country was built on have seem to be gone out the window. And you stand up for what you believe in. You don't cow down to the people that can't come to a comedy show and not get offended.
Well, you know, this culture is worth fighting for.
Amen.
I remember when I was 9 years old, the first movie I ever saw was Blazing Saddles.
That movie couldn't be made today.
They couldn't make that movie today. You're right. And so they couldn't make Deuce Bigalow. Well, they wouldn't want to make Deuce Bigalow again, but you know, that's interesting, because I think the idea that we need somebody to protect us, somebody to censor us, to protect our feelings. And I just say this to people: the people who are most sensitive, the most easily injured, the most easily offended, should not be the ones deciding what we get to listen to, what we get to watch. And if they're offended, they can do this incredible thing. It's called watching something else. It's an amazing power that we used to have, and suddenly it's gone. But I think hopefully we're coming out of that. I hope that they'll come back to a place. And, you know, I was lucky we were able to it's really difficult to make movies. It's very expensive, and it takes a studio. They got to make it, they got to fund it, they got to pay you, they got to promote it, and then they got to see if anybody goes and sees it. So it's interesting. And it's fun, but it's expensive, and anytime a movie's made, it's a miracle in some way. So luckily I've had a few miracles.
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Look forward to more of your films.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Charlie Kirk is fun to go to universities with, for sure. It's really interesting because there's no really debate or talking anymore on campus. It's so when someone has to really discuss something, their argument usually falls apart because it's not built on anything real. It's presupposition. They're taught not to think critically on campus now. They're taught to become advocates to a partisan policy that's illiberal and un-American. So they can't talk to you. So it's nice, but I feel very good that a lot of kids are waking up. Young people and university kids are waking up because they realize that they're being lied to, and that a lot of this is nonsense, and that just because you say you're a girl doesn't mean you're a girl. Because if you die in 1,000 years, we find your bones, we can tell from your DNA testing, you're a dude. So it's pretty simple. Next, anybody? Yeah.
Hey, what was your,
I'll answer that question. What was your breakfast this morning? Eggs. What was my favorite movie?
Yeah, the one that you had the most fun in.
The one I had the most fun on was the weirdest one, the Zohan, with Adam Sandler. It was very weird, but I really had a great time on that, because it was, I spent literally a month working on 2 versions of the same Palestinian accent. And it was really fun to work with other actors and on that one. And for my mom who watched the movie, you said you were in the movie, I didn't see you, where were you? And I said, I'm that guy. No, you're not that guy. And so it's cool Adam used to try to hide me as much as he could in movies. So thank you. Yes?
Hi, Rob. How did you get approached for the role of Norm from Norm and the North, if you remember that movie?
That movie is such a disappointment for me. I hope, if you like it, I apologize. We spent 4 years working on that thing. I wrote so many jokes with Jamie Lissow, it was on Gutfeld. We made it better, and that stupid director didn't listen to us. And so I never was in the sequels to that one. I mean, the movie's cute, whatever, but it could have been really funny, and that idiot cut out all the jokes. So wherever that director is, I guarantee you he's not at this convention right now. So that one pissed me off, but anyway, if you like the movie, I take it all back.
It's okay.
All right, thank you.
Well,
Hey, Rob.
Whoa!
That was loud.
Yeah.
Do you have a fun story to share about Benchwarmers or the hot chick behind the scenes that a lot of people might not know about?
Well, the hot chick, my wife only let my kids see it. Well, only one of my kids see it when she turned 12. That's the only movie my wife has let any of my kids see. Unfortunately, there's a guide you can go look up and it says, whether your kids should see movies or not. That was the hot chick was a pretty good one. There's some really funny scenes in that the guys who's right for The Simpsons, Matt Selman, Mike Reese, Dan Graney, Lou Morton. These are some of the people geniuses that help you come up with funny ideas. My favorite guy over there is Matt Selman. And he came up with the line, it's like, can I get that Sex on the Beach with extra sugar on the rim? Yum! And he said, hurry up, I'm gonna pee my panties. And he's supposed to be a guy. I mean my girlfriend's panties. What, you never peed in your girlfriend's panties? Check out this asshole not peeing in his girlfriend's panties. Anyway, that one made me laugh hard. But they're all fun. I mean, Adam Sandler had, we got to the set on 50 First Dates and there was no first line. He said, well, let's just come up with something. I said, what do you mean come up with something? You didn't figure this out already? And so, the studio's watching and we're coming up and the only line I could think of is like, shark only bite you when you try to touch their private parts. And I said, that's good enough. That's good enough, are you sure? Yeah, that's good enough. So I guess it was good enough. But those are a lot of fun to do. Adam is a particular talent, He's the hardest working guy I've ever known in show business. And never a week goes by he doesn't call a check. Where are you right now? What are you doing? Where are you going today? You Dallas. What for? He just checks up on me. He's such a good friend. Yes.
Hey, Mr. Schneider, can I get a Fumbalaya for me? Fumbalaya?
Oh my God, that was like the first movie I ever made. Fumbalaya. All right. No, that was, I didn't even know what movies, how to make movies or anything. And the next thing from Saturday Night Live, I got in that one. Well, and then 50 First, and then Home Alone after that.
Oh, Home Alone, yeah. Philadelphia, yeah. Well, I just wanted to say, to piggyback on what was said earlier, man, the fact that you're able to couple your humor with your acumen, the way that you're standing up today for all of you. But the thing that really makes an impact is that you're so, sharp, in your humor.
Thank you.
So the coupling of those is doing a really good thing.
Well, thank you. There was a joke that took a year to come out, and it was about slave reparations in California. And I was like, there's something crazy here. I don't know what it is. And then I was driving in Anaheim, and it hit me. I said, the state of California wants to pay slave reparations to pay people who were never slaves, to be paid for by people who never owned slaves in a state that never had slaves. That's like paying child support for a child you never had, to a woman you never had sex with. But it got the idea of how kind of crazy it is in the culture that has gone too far. Tolerance to the part of idiocy. And that's California. Don't California your Texas, people. Woo. And I know it's happened. I know Athens, I know that Austin is lost. I apologize. But hang in to Dallas, that's all you got. Hang in there. Yes, over there.
So, me and my family, we grew up, this is more of a request if you can do it, watching Waterboy growing up.
Waterboy.
And one of our favorite lines is a statement you said. And I'm just wondering now, can you do it?
You can do it! The Waterboy's a cheater, cut his head off. That was the interesting part about that was, for him asking for the guy he likes to have his head cut off because he lost the game. My favorite one, though, was yelling at his mama. Wake her ass up, we gotta win tomorrow. For PG-13, it's pretty good. Hey, I know that movie. Yeah, yes. Hello, Bears fan.
Hi. My question is sorry
Yeah.
I bumped a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
You did great in Grownups.
Thank you.
Why weren't you in Grownups too?
Because my wife was having a baby, and I didn't want to go. If I was in Grownups 2, I would have been in Divorce 2. I like Adam Sandler, it's fun, but I really had to make this relationship work because I really like my house. The idea of moving is, I don't want to do it, so. No, I missed a lot of my career being in movies and TV, and I didn't want to miss that beautiful event, so luckily I didn't. And luckily, I'm still married because of that. But yeah, we're going to do Grownups 3 next summer. So it'll come out in the next fall. Yes.
Hi, Rob. My name is Sammy. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you, Sammy.
Hey, thanks for coming. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I got a few questions or comments. Give you a So you just mentioned somebody saying that happy Bears fan. We just lost last night. The Dallas Stars lost.
I know. I was invited to the game, and I'm glad I didn't go because they would have blamed me.
Yeah.
Because when they went to the last game 7, they won, and I was there, so they wanted me to come last night.
So have you ever had a crushing sports loss or something like that in your
My whole life has been crushing sports. Look at me. I'm a crushing sports loss already. Yeah, I think every time the 49ers lose to the Dallas Cowboys, it's a horrible time.
Thank you. That's my favorite team.
No, when the Cowboys beat the 49ers in the playoffs, like in the early 90s, I still remember the pain of that.
Yeah, neither one of us are going to get out of here after we admitted that.
But I will tell you though, they're going to do good this year. They got a good new wide receiver. That's good. And hopefully Jerry Jones will just shut up for the whole year. That's what they need to do.
That's impossible.
We need Jerry Jones to say, hey, can't you just go on vacation? You're 90. Just chill out for a while. It's too much pressure on the team.
So is this your cosplay outfit?
Well, it says you can do it on it.
Oh, okay. I can't even...
We're all come actors on stage. We're just trying to dress our part. I can't see nothing. What does it say?
It's the Cookie Monster.
Oh, good for you, man. You're never too old for that.
I did actually have a couple of your...
Okay.
Oh,
What?
I'm sorry, I'm taking up all your time.
What? Give one last one.
On SNL, you played a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Was there one in particular that you really enjoyed doing?
The copy machine guy was good.
Copy machine guy was awesome.
There's one that I like that nobody, that's much more rare is the weed guy. Because I went to the store in upstate New York and everything in there looked like what my older brother would hide his weed in. And so I took a little thing and I took it up to the counter and I said, where does the weed go in here? And she looked at me. But then the next week, working with this really great writer named Lou Morton, we wrote the sketch like, this is a Senegalese lute. It's carved from deerwood. They use one every 7 years. It's used for fertility rituals. Really, what do I do with it? You put your weed in there. That's the thing about Saturday Night Live is that if you have an idea that's a little bit longer than a normal joke, but it's not a movie, that's the perfect venue. So,
Yeah, cool, thanks.
thank you.
And if you want to make fun of Adam Sandler, that's okay.
How you doing, man?
Good.
So my name is Sammy too. So
Hey, Sammy.
Yeah. Can you talk about how your audition process for Saturday Night was?
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, I was a comedian, and all comedians want to make movies because that definitely you can upgrade your girlfriend, if you make movies. So you know, Saturday Night Live, getting on that show was a really big deal. This is 35 years ago. So I was a stand-up comedian, and I performed the main honcho over there, the boss, Lorne Michaels, came out to go see comedians, and I was one of the guys he was there to see that night. And then I did it. The set went really good. I had a great set, and I just walked out and left. And the next day they said, well, Lauren would like to meet with you. And I said, well, I got a gig in San Diego for making $75. I said, well, he'll understand that I have to work. And if he wants to meet me, he can fly me to New York. So as I'm driving down to San Diego, I literally have like a mental breakdown. Did I just screw up my entire life for 75? What am I doing? Did I just blow it? But out of all the comedians he met, the only one he flew to New York was me, who didn't go to that meeting because I was working. So, and then we got hired, David Spade and I. And David Spade, true story, he didn't put this in his book. David Spade got hired because Lorne Michaels was told by Bernie Brillstein, our manager, that they write as a team. And you have to hire both. So David got hired. He owes me his entire career. So just remind him when you see him. Thank you.
Hello, Rob. My name is David. I'm a very big fan of yours.
Thank you.
I was lucky to meet you here in Dallas in 2016. You were very nice to me. I always remember that.
Thank you.
So thanks again for being here.
Thank you. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen? Sammy's.
He was a very nice guy.
Thank you very much.
So my question is, my favorite movie is Benchwarmers, and I recently watched it. I saw, you sliding around and stuff. What was that like on your body? Like, did you have to get in shape for that?
I was almost 40 when I made the movie. So yeah, I was getting hurt every day on that movie. But luckily I had a yoga person stretching me in every way possible. And then I had a baseball pitcher and a baseball hitter who was the same guy teaching me. But it was the yoga that kept me going. And then also Shaquille O'Neal's doctor. Because when I was pitching, sometimes the director, I'd say, you got to give me a couple days off. And he said, okay, no worries. The next day, you got to pitch. He's like, pitch. But I just pitched yesterday. I'm gonna hurt my. So I tore my shoulder, a light tear. But Shaquille O'Neal has this doctor who's like, he's a Chinese doctor, which means it's gonna be really painful. And he did this thing called cupping with extraction. Cupping, and then you get this big bruise on your back. But then he also pokes needles in there to take the injury out. It was very painful, but it works. And every baseball player knows about it now. Nobody knew about that 25 years ago, so I'm always grateful to Shaquille O'Neal.
Thank you so much, Gus Buzz. I love you.
Yeah, all right, Gus Buzz. Yes?
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Of course, it's a very simple question. To make as much money as Adam Sandler.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes? What would your superpower be? I'm sorry, what would your superpower be? Bring him back.
To stop time.
Stop time, that's interesting. There's a movie that I want to do called Freeze, which does that. It's a kid's movie, you could be great in it. That's a good idea. What would you do with time if you froze it?
I don't know, basically anything.
Basically anything. Would they get bored after a while?
I don't know how that could be possible.
That's true, you see? This kid's gonna do great. And he's gonna be the next Bill Gates, and we're all gonna have to pay for it. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Schneider. I was wondering, what is your favorite Filipino dish?
Oh, man. A chicken adobo. If you guys aren't Filipino, you're not going to get this part. And by the way, do we have any other Filipinos here? All right. The others are all at the hospital. God bless them all. I got to say, like, chicken adobo. That's my big one. But the other one, pancit, which is like the rice noodles with the seafood. My mom never cooked that. So when I went to my auntie's house, they would cook it. That was the best. My tita's house. And, but the pancit is my favorite. My wife figured out how to cook it. But a chicken adobo, when I smell that, I know I'm home. With rice, of course. Por supuesto. Yes.
Okay, hi, my name is Nathaniel.
Hi, Nathaniel.
But like I gotta say, I'm genuinely surprised to see you back here after nearly a decade.
Thank you. They were very nice. They invited me, and they said Priscilla Presley's going to be there, and I said, I'm there.
So yeah, I noticed you've done a lot of voice roles, and I was like wondering, what was like your favorite one to do?
Well, like I said, Norm Macdonald's my favorite one. Norm Macdonald. My favorite voice one to do, I really like The Reef, believe it or not. It's a little movie that Miramax put out. The Reef is fun. And I did like 8 characters in it, so I had a great time on that. I love doing different characters, because I can do different voices. Like one of the characters sounds like Christopher Walken. So I made him talk like this the whole time. And then I like the old movie stars like Peter Lorre, because everything he said sounds so important. I couldn't believe it. I need to have the papers of transit. So it's fun to do a bunch of those different old voices in movies, but so I had a good time on that. Thank you. Yes.
Hey Rob, thanks for being here. So I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in about 15 years, but I grew up on the show, and you were among my favorite cast in the entire history of the show.
We had a good one,
Yeah, Sandler and Farley and Spade and all those guys.
Phil Hartman, Dana Carvey.
You can't beat it.
They were good. Thank you.
What was the craziest thing you saw Farley do on set?
Farley was very funny and physically amazing, but sometimes he would be a real practical joker. One time we were writing late at night, it was very dark in the room, and he came up to me, he started asking me questions about, have you ever spent any time in Wisconsin? And I went, no, I've been in Madison. Well, let me tell you something, and I knew there was something going on with Farley. He was some joke, but I didn't know where it was going. So he has this normal conversation with me, and he's kind of laughing, and then he turns around to walk away, and he's got a whiskey bottle stuck up his ass. So he made me talk to him when he had Anyway, for him, that was a joke. The other one was, as a practical joke to his assistant while he was making Tommy Boy, he took a dump in his own sink. And he said, oh man, I did it in my own sink, man. I did, man, you didn't believe it. I said, you took a dump in your own sink? That's not a practical joke on him, that's just a practical joke on yourself. Oh man! So anyway, he was a very special, funny talent. I wish I could have made a movie with him. I'm sorry that we never did. Yes.
So, good afternoon. Good evening, Mr. Schneider. I have a request and a question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
The question. You left us on a little bit of a cliffhanger for a childhood movie of mine, Surf Ninjas. Did Iggy ever get that board waxed?
Yes. Yeah, that was one of the first movies I ever did where I learned how to make a movie while we're making the movie. And that was, one of those things that comes in handy later, because when you want to make your own, like Deuce Bigalow, I learned from that movie, like what the director's doing and stuff. And we had to film that in Thailand. The problem with filming a movie is that they have costumes, and if the costumes are too hot, because they make them in Los Angeles, so Leslie Nielsen is in Surf Ninjas, who was 70 at the time, God rest his soul.
He had to fall all down all the way down the stairs.
We had a stunt double, but they designed the outfits in Los Angeles. We got to Thailand and it was 120 degrees. So we're all sweating, and then he puts on his bear outfit, and I go, you're gonna kill our actor here. And then there was my favorite Leslie moment on the movie. She was, just made me laugh. Is that there was this Thai family that lived in this bus. The bus was the only place when we were on location that was slightly cooler than outside. It was 95 in the bus, but outside it was like 115. So the bus, you're still sweating, but you're not completely dying. Anyway, so the lovely Thai family, it was their bus that they were renting us or whatever. They say, oh, please, don't use bathroom, please, outside, bathroom outside, important, please. But we sleep here, blah, blah, blah. So I said, oh yeah, no problem. So anyway, very important. No. The smell, the horrible, terrible, 95, imagine that we live here. That's our house. I said, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry. So please don't got it. So anyway, so Leslie Nielsen's first day on set, see him walking to the back of the bus, and I went like, I hope somebody told them not, somebody told Leslie not to take a dump in their living room. Anyway, he uses the bathroom, and that was it. 95-degree heat, that was it. These little Thai people, God bless them, they were like, no, he ruined our house, no, please. Anyway, because the bathroom, you're not supposed to use it. But that's all I remember. And he's like, I'm sorry, young man, I didn't realize that was an issue. I just thought, but anyway, that one made me laugh really hard. I'm sorry, it doesn't make you guys laugh, but yes.
And could I get a, it's me, Jessica, I'm in here for the wife.
Yeah, oh, you have to stand up for that one. April, it's me, Jessica. I'm in here. So that was a fun one. Thank you. That movie holds up. I say that was the first movie that my wife let my 12-year-old see. Yeah.
Hi, Rob. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
I was just wondering, do you have anything you were able to take home from a movie or from a show?
You know what? That's really funny. Judge Dredd, Stallone gave me his belt, a belt buckle that said Dredd. I still have that. And then on the Waterboy, remember Adam Sandler's putting up signs of a gorilla because he doesn't want his mom to think that he was playing foosball. Anyway, I was at the party and when I used to drink, and that sign was at the front of the party, and I said, taking that with me. So I took that. And then when I was working with Leslie Nielsen, I said, that's a very nice suit, sir. Where'd you get that? And he said, well, my last movie. And I went like, you can take your clothes from your movies? It's in my contract, young man. And so, I used to always just donate the stuff. And then somebody come up to me and go, you see this shirt? Does it remind you of anything? And I went, I don't know. It's from Benchwarmers. I said, yeah, I didn't remember. They said, I paid $800 for that. I said, $800? If I knew it was worth $800, I wouldn't have given it away. So, but people collect it now. And people buy stuff like when they made, Harry Potter. They sold all the wardrobe and stuff like that. They auctioned it off. But people got to know that there's like 3 or 4 of each of them. So you don't know which one, if they really wore it in the movie or not. I remember because when I did Home Alone 2, that's when Planet Hollywood first opened. And so they would hang up different movie, paraphernalia and memorabilia. And one of them was the sled from Home Alone 1. And so I was in Chris Columbus' office and I said, hey, that was very nice. You gave away the sled from Home Alone for Planet Hollywood. And they said, no. That one, we never used that one. This is the one we used. And underneath his desk, he pulled out the sled from Home Alone 1. So, be careful what you buy. Yes?
Yes, hi Rob. Thank you for being here. You are an amazing person and an amazing actor. I just want to ask you, if you would do a cosplay, what cosplay would it be? And what's your favorite anime?
Oh man, cosplay. I probably want to do something from Star Wars so I can cover my head so nobody asks me for anything the whole day. Let me see. I really when I was a kid and I saw Star Wars, the second movie especially, I was just like life-changing. It just hit me so hard, It's so great to see the guy from Indiana Jones here. How amazing was that movie when you saw it? And then I worked with Charlton Heston when he hosted Saturday Night Live. And they said, that originally, I made that movie. They remade that. So I never found out if Charlton Heston, he has a movie that's similar to the Indiana Jones movies. But Steven Spielberg's a genius. Probably the greatest American entertainer next to Elvis who ever lived. Just in case Priscilla's here. All the best. Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, Rob. My name is Andrew. Thanks for being here, first off.
Thank you.
I went ahead and took your advice, and I bought your book.
Thank you.
Exactly.
You can do it, surprisingly. Called.
Yep. A lot of really cool things in here to read about and all the pictures and stuff. But I have to ask, if you could recall, what was your most favorite thing to write about in this book?
Probably about my mother in the Philippines, and about working at a gas station. You know, just because I was, when I was 16, I was working at a gas station when they had to change the license plate. You had to odd or even, and people come up and they go like, Robbie, you know me. I'm sorry I don't have an even plate today, but I really need gas. And it's like, so you just did what you could. And I just remember like, man, I have to have a more fun job than this. But that's what was fun to write about in the book. And also writing about, you know, people who, for vaccines and, you know, learning the history of where it really comes from. Vaca means cow. Vaccine means cow pox. When you learn the history of it, it's really something else. And that's in the book. Because I think it's an important thing that people just don't get told that they have to take a shot or they have to close their business. And that's not really fair. And that's hopefully will never happen again. And thankfully, President Trump has made an executive order stating that. And then the two Democrats get up and leave. I love you. I still love you. Yeah.
Yes, sir, Mr. Schneider. I kind of like a bit of two questions. I've seen movies of you where you kind of have like the serious thing going with a dose of comedy to kind of ease in there. I guess kind of like saying like, how would it?
I'd love to more dramatic films. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make a few more movies. I'm trying to figure out. I really like performing live stand-up, like I'm doing it here in Dallas Sunday, Fort Worth tomorrow, and then Waco in a couple hours. I'm really driving right from here in this outfit to go stage in Waco. You have to do it to get good at it. But there's a couple of movies, not a lot. There's a few movies that I would like to make. I'm gonna figure out, you know, I'm probably gonna do The Animal 2 for the money. And then, but we wrote a really funny script. Jamie Lissow, my wife Patricia Maya, wrote a really funny script. And we're gonna see how that does. And it's tough to make movies. And then hopefully we'll get to make a couple of more. There's a few ones I really feel like I wanna throw my heart into. And there's a TV series I'm gonna start in the fall. So called Tenure. Yes, last question, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome that you're here, Rob.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. When you were with Leslie Nielsen, do you have that fart thing? If so, Chris Farley could have used that when he got up and walked away.
I know he could have. Yeah, that's true. Leslie Nielsen, the great actor, Leslie Nielsen from Naked Gun and those movies, he used to literally have a fart machine he would carry with him.
My question, though, is on Judge Dredd.
You're talking and all of a sudden you say,
on Judge Dredd?
Yeah.
How do you use the seashells?
That's not Judge Dredd, that's Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, that's right.
Because what happens is it's a futuristic movie. We unthaw this police officer from the 1990s. And he doesn't know, he uses the toilet and can't find the toilet paper. I'm sorry, but where's the toilet paper? I was just in the bathroom. And I didn't see the toilet paper. And then I just saw 3 seashells. And then it's like, he doesn't know how to use the seashells. And it's never explained. And for 30 years, people asking me this question. So my answer is always the same. Yeah, you take the 3 seashells, you lift them up, and the toilet paper comes out. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have a great time. There's amazing people here. So, all the best to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You can do it, Dallas. I love you. Thank you very much.